Hey YouTubers, want to talk to you about this Logitech K480 keyboard. This keyboard is great and very helpful for texting or browsing the web because it helps you type a lot faster than you would with the keyboard that is on screen on the iPad or your cell phone. It has 3 connections. You can make connection up to 3 devices, so your phone, tablet, or a PC. I tend to use it mostly just for my iPad, and the large keyboard helps me type for text messages a lot quicker to my family and friends. I used this for about a year now, so there are a lot to like about this keyboard, and there are a few things that that I don't like about this keyboard that I want to tell you about. What I really like is the large keys that I can type on. What I don't like is the keys are really loud. As you can hear it, it's really loud. I wish it was a little bit softer, so so it won't be as loud or bother people next to you. Now, the other thing that I don't like about this is when you have a case on your iPad. This is a 7th generation iPad that has a button. Now when you have a case on it, it tends to not fit the slot very well. So here's a case that I use for the iPad. Well, those of us who own an iPad want to protect our investment by having a case. So if I have the case, it doesn't fit the slot very well. And it's like, see that it's like really not, I jammed it in there, so it's lifting up the whole keyboard. So when I try to use it, I'm right-handed, so I try to keep the button on the right side most of the time. And you jam it in there, you see this? The face of the iPad is almost vertical, makes it harder to see. So your angle of view is not very pleasant. Whereas if you didn't have the case, it gives you more of a better view. So now if I wanted to use it with the case attached, I tend to flip the whole iPad around and then have the button on the left side, so that way this this case can be left open, and I push it in without the cover, then it fits fine. Then now it's not jammed in, but you can see the case is all open, it's not closed. So using this keyboard, what I do find is that sometimes there's a lag between the Bluetooth connection and on the iPad and the keyboard. So if I'm typing on the keyboard, sometimes it doesn't pick up right away. So let's see if I can show an example. So right now it's working fine because I've been messing with it, but if you leave it off for a little bit and you go away, you don't use it for a little bit, then when you come back and try to use it, connection is not there. You'd have to almost pair it again. Or the other thing I tend to do is mostly go on the back of the keyboard, turn it off completely, and then turn it back on and give it a few seconds for the keyboard to be paired. Then I can use it again. See, it's kind of annoying to have the cover on on the iPad. So what I tend to do is not have the cover at all because of this reason. I just get rid of it completely and just use it without the case. So without the case, it's a little bit better. So okay, see, there it is. Okay, see, you saw the lag, right? And then the other thing about this keyboard is this knob that you have on the left side that you can switch between devices from your phone to your tablet to your PC. I had it on the number 1 mode to connect it to my iPad, and then there's a little bit of play on this and it doesn't work very well, so I ended up switching it to number 2, and that seemed to help. I'm not sure if this is a one-off problem for my keyboard, but just be aware of this. Another thing I want to mention is that if you have a newer iPad, this is iPad Gen 7, if you have the newer one, which is the iPad Air or the iPad Pro that doesn't have a button, you will have a little bit of difficulty trying to lift up the screen, because on the newer devices, the iPads, the bezel on both ends are very thin, so, and you have to reach the bottom, to get to the bring the menu or like this slider up. But when you have it in, the screen is partially hidden by the device, the keyboard, so you can't reach it. And I have the similar issue with the button too. So like if I have this vertically, it's hard for me to reach that button. See, I can't even push it, so I have to like use my nail to get to it. So because of that reason, I tend to use it mostly horizontally. That's it. I hope you found this video helpful.